Do you enjoy eating a great tasting mild Lebanese garlic sauce and thought you wouldn't mind learning how to make it yourself, or you've tried and failed? Then come along with me and I'll show you how easy it really is. Let's go. Hey guys, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back. And this is your first time to our channel. It's great having you join us. And so today I'm going to show you how to make a great tasting mild Lebanese garlic sauce. And so this is really easy to make, but it does have a high failure rate. But if you follow this process, you'll find it'll work each and every time. So all you're going to need is a good quality garlic, some vegetable oil, some salt, lemon, and some mayonnaise. Now, I personally enjoy eating the full strength garlic sauce, and I made a video over 2.5 years ago, and it's been very well received all around the world. And I get comments from a lot of people who really have a lot of success with this recipe. But also I get a lot of comments of people asking, how can you make a milder version? And so I've been experimenting for a fair while now, and I've got the recipe down packed, and I'm going to share it with you. Okay, so I've got everything prepared, ready to go. First of all, I've got here 1/4 cup of lemon. Now the lemon I'm using is Eureka. It's actually from our garden, and I got Mariah to squeeze them for me earlier. And basically it's about 1 to 2 lemons, depending on how juicy it is. And so the garlic, I got Marion to cut them up and prepare them. Now you've got to be careful with the garlic. You've got to use garlic that is not fresh, not moist, and not too old. So if you've got any green shoots coming out of them, I wouldn't use them. And also when you do cut them, cut off the edge where the roots are deep. Don't just to the edge, cut them in a bit. And I also cut the opposite end where the shoots normally come out from. And if you do have any blemishes on the garlic, just cut them off. And so with the salt, I do use a table salt. You can also use sea salt, and only 1 teaspoon. Don't overdo it because it becomes overwhelming. And now the oil I'm going to use is just a plain vegetable oil. Very traditional. It's been used in the Middle East for hundreds of years. And so you can use different type of oils. I've had a lot of people ask me, can you use olive oil and various other types? Yes, you can. I have actually tried it with olive oil. Personally, I didn't like the taste of it, but a good friend of mine does actually only use olive oil because they're not good with vegetable oil. So you will need 1.5 cups of oil, but you may not use it all. And so the last product is mayonnaise, and you'll need 3/4 cup of mayonnaise, and I'm going to be using Praise traditional mayonnaise, which is basically made from free-range eggs, and it's fairly good quality. Now, I haven't tried it with a light mayonnaise. If you do try it, leave me a comment below and let me know how you go. So you can just use raw eggs. We do breed chickens on this property for both eggs and for meat, but at the moment it's not very safe. There's a virus that's come into Australia recently, which is called avian influenza virus, which basically is just a bird flu. And so the raw eggs will not be safe to eat. So I'm just going to play it safe and use this product. So now the blender I'm going to use is this Braun, and that's what I used for the last video. Now I have tried it also with this Sunbeam blender, which is a much more powerful blender, but you do need to make 2 batches, two lots if you're going to use this one. Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to do is basically put the garlic into the blender. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of salt. As I said, don't overdo it. And then I'm just going to blend it. Now you've got to be very careful with this. This is where people fail. Don't over blend it. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now I'm just going to push all the garlic down to the base so it can blend well. Now I'm going to start off putting oil. I'm only going to put 1 spoon. Do not overdo this. You're going to have to do it slowly. In real time, this will take you about 10 minutes to make. So just take your time, and this is where people fail, where they rush it. Do not rush it. Gonna put another spoon. Beautiful. Okay. Now you'll find it won't blend straight away because there's not a lot in here. But this blender is actually 1 litre, and it's a perfect size for what we're doing. But I've got to say, it's not very powerful. I did actually try to get another blender, a small one, but it didn't work out. So we'll start stirring up in a minute once it gets thicker. And there we go. All right, that's starting to get better now. Again, just 1 spoon. So if you over blend it, it will go watery, and once it goes watery, it's lost. You won't be able to use it. But saying that, if it does go watery, if it fails on you, you can actually make another batch doing half a cup and then reuse the watery ones, and it'll actually come back. It actually will work. So I've done that when I've been in a bit of a hurry and sort of stuff things up. All right, so now I'll just go again. I'm actually going to put 2 spoons now because I'm feeling a little bit more confident. Beautiful. Okay, that's coming together beautifully. Okay, once again, I'll just push it all down because you want to actually blend every part of that. You don't want any chunks in here. So you can see that consistency, but it's nowhere near where we need to be. Okay, so now I'm going to put 2 spoons again. So I've blended it a little bit longer this time, but if you blend it too much, it will become watery, as I said. So now I just put 3 spoons. I'm being a little bit adventurous. It hasn't gone soft on me yet. So when it starts looking watery, just only put 1 spoon again. Go back to 1 spoon. Okay, so I blended it a little bit longer then. It is going a little runny, but it's not overly. All right, so now I'm just going to put just a teaspoon of lemon, and I'm going to put a couple more spoons of oil. So I'm actually going to put 3 spoons now. Beautiful. That's looking really good, really good. Okay, now because it's gone thicker, I'm now going to put in a little bit of the mayonnaise and just blend it in. Now if you put this too early, it will soften and again it will fail. I'm going to put another lemon as well, and another couple of spoons of oil. Now this is starting to thick up a lot, so now I'm going to be a bit more adventurous and put more mayonnaise because it can handle it. And as I said, this machine is not very strong, not very powerful. So what I'm actually going to do is transfer it. Once I get to a thicker level, I'm going to transfer it to this machine where it actually can handle the volume. So if you start off with that, it's not going to work, I can tell you now. So I have tried it with 2 lots and it works beautifully, but it is harder to use a big blender than a small one. It's just way too powerful. It won't churn the actual garlic over enough. So I'm going to use this one first, and then I'm going to go over to that one. I'm going to put a couple more spoons of oil. The lemon does help it actually make it a bit whiter, but in actual fact it actually helps the consistency of the garlic as well. Now one thing I don't like doing, but I will do, is I do have to shake it a little. That is looking incredible. All right, so I'm going to put more of the mayonnaise and more oil and more lemon. Be careful if you're going to do this because you can easily open the lid and everything will come out. So when I'm making my full strength garlic sauce, I don't need to do that, but because I've got more mayonnaise in there and more oil, it's just harder to blend. So now that's looking fantastic. That's looking really, really good. All right, so now I'm going to transfer it over to this big blender. All I'm going to do is put the remainder of the oil in. This is pretty thick, so I'm confident to put more oil. And I'm going to put the remainder of the lemon. So this is a Sunbeam blender, as I said, and you'll see the difference now why I'm using it. Okay, so one thing with this big blender, it is very powerful, but it doesn't churn it very well. So you've got to keep using this stick to churn it. So I use this to make many other foods, and it's a brilliant blender. I've had it for about 15 years. Actually bought it from a friend of mine, Peter, from Better in Bateman's Bay. Thanks, Pete. Great machine. All right, so just do a bit more and it's finished. Okay, this is incredible. So have a look at this. Nice and creamy. And so what that does is actually using this more powerful machine, it actually takes away that texture, that coarseness, and makes it very smooth and fluffy, just like you would buy in the shop, like our local El Jana or Lamano. Yum. One thing I've got to say though, now just because we've made this more mild, for the first 24 hours, it's going to be still pretty hot. So one of my subscribers asked me if you can freeze these. Now he's a batch chef named Ali, and I have tried it out. And so we've got taste testers coming to taste the garlic sauce along with some barbecue chicken. So we've got Theo and Chicken Nugget, and both of them are going to give it a try and see what they think and give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Hey Nugget. Thanks for coming. Hey Theo. Hey Theo, Nugget, thanks for coming to be taste testers of this mild garlic sauce. It's been a while, but you're finally here.
Thanks for having us, Musa.
Thanks, Musa.
This is fantastic. Theo, do you remember the first time I made this? I actually made a mild garlic sauce with your students.
I absolutely loved having that.
Yeah, I mean, I made the two types. I made the full strength, which I love, but then I tried it with the mayonnaise, but I had not got the recipe right, and it was the first time I tried it, and for me, it was a big flop. What did you think of the last one I gave you?
Last one was good, made it a bit more creamier, the strength was great.
Yep.
I loved my garlic strong, and it was right in the sweet spot that one.
Okay, great. Now, you tried the garlic sauce I made for your students. That was really strong. How did you find that?
It was very strong, like you said. It was done the first day. We had it right after it was made, so the strength was, probably the hottest garlic I've ever tried.
Yeah, it burnt your tongue. It burns your tongue the first day. You should always eat garlic either the next day or the day after. Yeah. 5 days is actually really better. And so this is what I made yesterday, and this is the one I made on Saturday. So I made some prior to this taste testing, so you can actually have a real feel. But the main thing that I did differently than any other time, not just altering the ingredients, but was because I used a powerful mixer. Okay, so, and that's how I got it smooth and soft. The taste is because I balanced the mayonnaise with the oil. I did put a little bit more oil than I would normally, and also a bit more lemon, okay? Not too much salt, okay? Because George, when he tasted, he said probably need a bit more salt. The reason he would have said that because it wasn't the right mix. Yeah. I used a different lemon. This time I used the lemon from my garden, which is the Eureka lemon. All right, so guys, we'll get into it. Now, I've got the knives and forks here, and we've got the bread. It's your choice whether you want to use the bread or knives and forks, okay?
No knives, no forks.
Okay.
I'll take the drumstick, that's my favorite. I don't know what you like.
I'll take the breast, which is the most favorite.
Now, so this is the one that's just over 3 days old. I'll just put a little bit there. Put a bit there. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned, the reason I've got you guys being taste testers, because you're big fans of El Jana, is that correct?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah. Now, I went earlier to El Jana and they were very nice and packed everything for me. And I've got the El Jana garlic sauce. So this is a very mild version, much more mild than what I've got. Now, I do like the garlic sauce from El Jana, but I do prefer it to be a lot hotter. Mm-hmm. So now, I like full strength, as I said, but this one is an in-between of El Jana and also mine. So this one here is the one I made yesterday. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, let's get into it. Great. Thank you.
I can feel the garlic, but it's actually a winner. This one's a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strength is still pretty good on that one.
Yep. So then I'll get you to try the one I made yesterday.
Yep, we'll try that next.
It's got a bit of a kick to it.
So garlic sauce as a raw product is really good for us. I mean, it's like an antibiotic. I mean, I personally have a problem with a lot of raw fruit and vegetables, but I don't have a problem with garlic, which is fantastic. And so I eat a lot of it. And because I like my friends, I'm now opting to go the milder version so I don't scare them away.
No, I've got to say, this taste, the texture, compared to the first batch, compared to this one today, is excellent.
Yeah, so I've made this now probably 10 times. Yeah. And I've got you guys to try it.
4 or 5 times at least,
yeah. What do you guys think?
I'm really happy with it. I think
I've got to get a comparison from El Jana.
Yeah.
So if I could say, I have Lamano's, El Jana, there's a couple other Mediterranean garlics.
Yep.
I would say Musa, yours is on par
yep.
because it's authentic. It's not mass produced.
Yeah, beautiful. How's the texture in your mouth? Because when I made the one back 3 batches ago, you said it had a very strong texture, like it was a bit rough in your mouth.
Correct. It was more thicker.
Yeah, and that's because I was using the Born blender.
The blender.
It wasn't strong enough, wasn't powerful enough.
I'm going to compare it with the Oregano sauce now.
So one of my viewers by the name of Ali, a couple of weeks ago, sent me a comment asking, can you freeze garlic sauce? And I wasn't sure. And so he said, because he's a batch chef, and so he likes to freeze everything. Okay, so then what I did after I got that comment, I went and put some in a little container, put it in the freezer, and I left it in there for a couple of weeks. And so earlier today, I took it out and I defrosted it. So now, Ali, I can tell you comprehensively that the oil has separated. Wow. You cannot freeze it. Okay, so would you guys be willing to taste this?
No.
So George, I've got to tell you, when I first tasted El Jana, I fell in love with it. I thought, geez, they're beautiful chickens. And when I had their garlic sauce, I thought, oh, this is great. But then I went to a function and someone made a traditional Lebanese garlic, which I hadn't had for a long, long time. Wow, I nearly fell over backwards. I thought, I've got to learn how to make this.
It was a game changer.
Yeah, so then that's why I like the full strength.
Well, small world. I was at my mum's on the weekend, on Sunday. We've got 2 chickens from El Jana at Granville.
Yep.
She made her own garlic at home. Similar to your taste.
Yep.
Stronger to kick.
Yep. But she does with a mortar and pestle.
She uses her hands and the old school middle Mediterranean version, Lebanese version. And it was just strong as, and I can probably I can still taste it today.
Okay, so George, you're obviously of Lebanese background, but Theo, I'm a little confused. You're Indonesian, Chinese, Australian. Yeah. How did you fall in love with Lebanese garlic sauce?
Well, one day it was actually very unusual. My grandma actually took me to Granville, and I tried El Jana chicken from there with the garlic sauce, and that was the first time I've actually had Lebanese garlic sauce. And from that day on, I just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And El Jana sauce is still great. But Musa, you want to take it to the whole next level. So, it's great.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So George, I want to ask you, why do they call you Chicken Nugget?
Oh, look, during high school, all my friends used to get their ordinary lunches, but I used to bring my chicken and nuggets. So I saw this guy come to school, no ordinary lunchbox, it was just chicken and nuggets.
Wow, that's incredible. So guys, final thoughts, what do you think?
Look, I'll definitely give it a 10 out of 10. I know your first couple of batches you were growing and getting it completely right, but this one is a winner. It's a 10 out of 10.
Fantastic. Thanks, George.
I think it's authentic Lebanese. Texture's great, and the strength of it is fantastic.
Oh, fantastic. I'm glad to hear. Now, one thing I didn't mention, you can put it in the fridge for weeks and weeks. I've had it up to 4 weeks, right? Depending on how you make it. Okay, so I will put the ingredients in the descriptions below, along with all the products that I use to make the garlic sauce, and I'll also put a link for the original video that I made. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you have any comments at all, please leave them below and I will get back to you. And I'd ask you, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video, and there's many more to come. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Hey guys, it's great to finally have you come and do the taste testing of my garlic sauce. It's not coming. Do you want to do this?
No, I'll do it in Arabic. No, it's easy. Mate, you don't understand Arabic, you're right.
Say it in Arabic for me.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, say it.
أهلا وسهلا مع موسى أهلا وسهلا يا فيو أقعدوا عند الدجاج مع garlic أكلوا فحلون سلام عليكم. I said yourself.
And there's many more to come. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
That was good.
Brush your teeth.
You just gave me a blooper.
Brush your teeth.
We're going to brush your teeth after this thing, man. I'm in trouble with my wife.
Okay, so then I got Mariah to help me cut the lemons, and at that point Mariah should have grabbed the lemon. No, stop! When she's ready. Nerves, baby, nerves. She's got nerves.